Do you feel like you've been living your life for others, putting everybody's needs before yours, but then feeling like when you need people to be there for you and your needs, no one is available, or they have a million and one excuses as to why they can't? Okay, raise your hand. Me. I'm gonna say me too. And if so, then it sounds like you are suffering from people pleasing, aka codependency. And if you do not release yourself from its grips, you will continue to be hurt and continue to be let down. And so in this video, I am teaching you how to use the Saturn in Aries transit to shift your focus onto you and to learn how to set healthy boundaries. Alright, so if you are new to me or to the channel, my name is Katrice and I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I teach divorced women how to use astrology to navigate life post-divorce. Okay? So you're going to want to grab a notebook and a notebook or a piece of paper and something to write with, pen or pencil, because you are going to want to take notes on this topic. Okay? And I also recommend, if you can get a notebook, like one of them little dollar notebooks from Family Dollar, something that you can dedicate to your to this work that you're going to be doing with your natal chart. Okay? All right, so Saturn in Aries. Okay, Saturn just moved into Aries May 24th, I believe it was. And so Saturn is going to be here until I believe November of this year, and then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Okay, retrogrades are a time for cleanup and going back and redoing things. So there may be something still in the Pisces area of your natal chart that you need to fix or clean up or work with. And then in February of 2026, it will move direct, and it will go back into Aries, where it will stay until 2027, I believe. And so during this time, Saturn is the planet of structure and discipline. It is the planetary ruler of the signs of Aquarius and Capricorn. Like Aquarius and Capricorn. And it's all about structure, it's all about discipline, it's all about authority. But one of the main things that Saturn represents is boundaries. Okay? And so when you look at the sign of Aries energy is fire energy, so it's all about movement. Okay. Also, it is the first sign of the zodiac and the first fire sign. Okay, so it is that pure spark that it's an initiating energy. Okay, it is a cardinal energy. Cardinal means initiating. Okay, and so it's a very initiating energy. It is the energy of the Ace of Wands in the tarot. If you are into tarot, it is the Ace of Wands energy. That is Aries energy. Okay, all right, so when you are looking at this Saturn in Aries transit, okay, Saturn in Aries is the cosmic wake-up call that I think that the world has been waiting on in order to jumpstart into this new reality, because we've had all of the outer planets are switching. If you don't know, 2025 is a very pivotal year. Okay, and we've had Pluto move into Aquarius. Saturn and Neptune are in the sign of Aries. Jupiter has now shifted into Cancer. And on July 7th, we're going to have Uranus shift into Gemini. Okay. So all of these outer planets have now shifted signs, every single last one of them. And so this is a very pivotal moment, okay? And I will do a video on the shifting of the energies and how to work with the energies. I'll do a video on this later on, but I want to get back to this. I don't want to veer off topic. So real quick before I keep going, if you are watching my video for the first time and you are new to astrology, you're like, what the hell is this lady talking about? It sounds real interesting, but I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I want you to go on the channel homepage, the university's homepage. Well, first of all, let me say welcome to Understanding You University. Okay, and here we learn how to use astrology, our natal charts, which are the energies that we were born under. Okay, the energies that were in the sky at the time of our birth. And so those were the energies that we entered into this world under, okay? And so I teach you how to use your natal chart to understand those energies, who you are energetically, so that you can navigate and rebuild your life post-divorce. And the only reason I'm kind of going this far, because this is the first video I've done in about a year on the channel, and so I want to kind of explain a little bit about who I am if you're new, for all of the new subscribers, because I've gotten quite a few new subscribers in that year that I've taken off from the channel. And so welcome to everybody, and I so do appreciate you being here. Okay, but so that is what I teach here on this channel. And so in this video today, like I was saying, Saturn, which is boundaries, Aries energy is the energy of self. Okay, and so when you have Aries, you have Saturn, boundaries, and the energy of self. Okay, this transit is teaching you that you need to make those personal boundaries, and you become sovereign of yourself, and you don't let outside forces dictate you and who you are. Okay, and so if you are a people pleaser, that's why I said at the beginning, if you are a people pleaser, this video is for you. Okay, and truth be told, because I'm a recovering people pleaser. Okay, I don't know if you can feel my passion for this, but if you were born with Saturn in Libra, okay, so I was born under the Saturn in Libra, 1982. I think it was like 1981. It had to be 81 to 83-ish. But then because it did retrograde back into Virgo during that time, and then moved back. So I think from like we'll say 81 to 83-ish. Okay, if you were born within those years, then you have Saturn in Libra. And so Saturn being in Aries now, then we are now going to start going through what is called the Saturn opposition. Okay, so if you know anything about astrology, then you know about the Saturn return. Okay, so I'm not really going to go into that in here, and I'm not going to go deep on the Saturn opposition. I'm just letting you know, kind of giving you a little bit of info so you'll know why this transit is really key for you. As it's key for everybody, but it's more of a focus for you than it would be, say, somebody who has their Saturn in Scorpio. Okay. All right. So the Saturn opposition is where Saturn is in the opposite sign, and eventually it will move to the same degree as your natal Saturn in the opposite sign. So for us Saturn in Libras, the opposite sign is Saturn in Aries. Okay, so this Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra. It loves being in the sign of Libra because this Libra is about justice, and it's about fairness, and it's about doing what's right. Okay, but it can also Libra energy does have a tendency to people please because it likes to keep the balance. So even if something is going on and you really not cool with it, but you don't want to ruffle no feathers, you don't feel like arguing. I know you've said this, if you are a people pleaser, I don't feel like arguing. I just, I'm gonna just compromise. I'm gonna just to keep the peace. I just want to keep the peace. Okay, so if you are a people pleaser, especially if you have strong Libra energy, then this transit is going to be very important, very key for you. Okay, so this transit with Saturn in Aries is saying, hey, no more of this people pleasing crap. Okay, you need to set boundaries. Not saying that you will not compromise. Okay, but when you compromise, the compromise has to be beneficial for both parties. When it comes to people pleasing and codependency, it is not beneficial for both parties. And so this transit in Aries is saying, hey, I'm sovereign. I have boundaries. I don't need to please you or be codependent upon you because I may be afraid to lose you, or because I may have some other underlying issue, that I need to work on. And so could be with finances, because I believe that, I can't take care of myself financially. I won't be able to make the money. So I will people please, or, allow you, make decisions and do things when it comes to money that I may not agree with, because I don't want to argue, or because they made the most money, so I don't want to, there could be a multitude of reasons. And so and people pleasing could have been one of you got tired of trying to please your ex. Okay, you were tired of trying to please your mom. So when so you'll sever. And I know we talk about divorce, but it could be people who people pleasing, because people pleasing didn't just start within your marriage, or okay, you had been people pleasing long before, but the marriage could have been what really highlighted, or the relationship, if you're not married but you were in a serious relationship, and that's now over. The people pleasing, it could have got to the point where no matter what you did, it was never good enough, and you got tired of people pleasing. You got tired of trying to make it work. You got tired of always compromising, always giving and never receiving in return. And so this Saturn in Aries transit is saying, enough of that ish. Okay, and I'm sovereign, and I'm going to make decisions that are going to benefit not just me. It's going to benefit both of us. And if the decision is not going to benefit both of us, then I'm good. No, I'm putting up a boundary. It's bringing you back into being sovereign in yourself and releasing the need to be codependent. Okay, and so that is why this Saturn in Aries transit is so very, very important. Okay, all right. Saturn is in fall in this energy, and so because it is exalted in the sign of Libra, it's in fall. So exaltation means that the planet is in the best energy that it can be, and it can operate, better than in any other energy. It loves to be in that energy because it can operate at its highest potential. Okay. And when it's in the opposite of that, it is in the energy that is most challenging for it to operate in. And so it has to adapt in somewhat ways in order for it to function. Okay. It still functions. It really has to adapt to the energy. It's very challenging for it to operate naturally in the energy. Okay. But this is going to be a really great transit if you really hone in and focus on working with the energy. Okay. Here are some journaling prompts you can do to help you to work with this energy. So the first thing you can do is you can ask yourself, and I'm just kind of coming up with these. It just came to me, to give some practical tips, to give like some practical prompts. So I didn't have anything like pre-written down, but you can ask yourself, where have I been giving my power away? Where in my life have I been giving my power away? Because you want to remember that Aries energy is a very sovereign energy. It's an initiation energy. It's that spark. People who have strong Aries energy, they're not asking anybody for permission. Okay? They are going ahead and they are doing whatever the hell they want to do. And if it don't work out, it just don't work out because they have moved on to the next thing. If it works out, they continue to do that. They still will probably, have something else going because it's fire energy. It's, constantly in motion. But if it doesn't work out, it's not going to sit around. It's not an energy where you are sitting around and crying over spilled milk. It's an energy, that shit didn't work, boom, on to the next. Okay, that's Aries energy. Okay, and so you want to ask yourself, everybody has Aries in their chart. Okay, whether you have placements there or not, you have Aries in your chart. Okay, now again, if you are new, let me know. If you are new to astrology, I don't think I asked last time, but put it in the comments and just put newbie in the comments. Okay, because if you are, once again, I want to remind you to go to the astrology basics. I believe if you go to the playlist, there's an astrology basics playlist. And so you're going to want to go to that astrology basics playlist and look at those videos so you'll understand about how the chart works and everything. I have a tutorial on how to pull your chart on astro.com. It is an absolute free video, free website. The video is free too, but the website is free. Okay. And so you go on there and you can look at the video. You can look at the video and all those videos, and it'll give you the basics of astrology. Okay. And how to look up the chart, how to pull a chart, everything like that. Okay. All right. But back to the journal prompt. So the journaling prompt that you can write, is, where have I been giving away my power? Has it been within your money? Has it been within your communication? Has it been in relationships? Has it been within your beliefs? Okay. Where have you been giving your power away? Okay. That's one prompt that you can do. Another prompt is, how does it make me feel when I feel powerless or voiceless, or I feel like no one is, like my needs are not being, like my energy is not being reciprocated? How do I feel when my energy is not being reciprocated? Okay. That's one. Okay. If I think of any more, I will put them in the comments I'll put it in the comments, but I also put it on the community tab. So you can check the community tab out if I think of any more. Not saying I will, but if they come through, I will put it on the community tab. But yeah, so really working with this Aries energy, it is going to, this transit is going to really help you to step into your sovereign self, okay? Which is, when it comes to not reshaping your life after divorce, you have to figure out who the hell you are, and you have to, once you figure out who you are, you have to then embody that. And this transit is also going to help you to embody who it is, to embody your sovereign self, okay? To embody your sovereign self and to move from inside out instead of outside in, okay? All right, so real quick, I'm just going to go through and touch on each of the houses where this would be. And so there's 12 houses in a natal chart. When you pull your natal chart, you do want to pull the whole sign house. A lot of people use Placidus, which I use Placidus house systems for certain things, but for the purposes of this, you want to pull the whole sign houses, and whole sign houses is just easier to read. The Placidus chart can be a little difficult to read if you are brand new to astrology. Now, if you get it, or you've been doing it a while, Placidus is not as hard, okay? But to me personally, whole sign house system is more accurate, okay? But to each his own when it comes to the house system, okay? So anyway, so I'm just going to go through the houses and kind of give you a theme of what the sovereignty will be when it comes to home. Oh, and Saturn also rules structure too. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, so in the first house, this is definitely, first house is the house of self. And so first house, you are, if you have Aries there, this is definitely talking about you and yourself and your sovereignty and you becoming more responsible for you and your life, okay? Second house, which is the house of finance, of your material things. It's the house of how you make your money. And so there's going to be some sovereignty. You're going to become more sovereign over how you make your money, or how you achieve your self-worth, how you feel about yourself. Also, it could be in money, your material possessions, okay? Third house is communication. It's also your neighborhood and your siblings. And so you, if there was some codependency, like within your siblings, or some boundary issues with you and your siblings, there's going to be boundaries will be set there. Fourth is your home and your security. If there's been any insecurity or instability in your home, there is going to be stability brought to your home. If there's boundaries that need to be set within your family dynamic, that will be set as well. Fifth is romance and creativity. And so if you are wanting to step out and use your creativity in a way that makes you feel alive. Saturn will be good for this transit. 6 is work, health, and daily routines. Saturn here is going to help you to become, take more control and work on your health. If there's any health problems, you're going to be really focused on eliminating those problems. You're also within your workspace. There could be some change. You could get a new position, which would give you more authority. Because Saturn also rules authority. Now, 7th house is your one-on-one relationships, your close relationships. So that could be, if you are in a partnership, there could be some, it could bring stability to the partnership. This could be a time where you get married. If you have Aries in this house, you might want to bring some stability to more stability to the relationship that you are currently in, or not, it could be, if you're still married but you're like, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore. It could also bring a divorce, which would bring you more sovereignty into yourself. I know when Saturn transited this house for me back in 2020, that was when I filed for divorce. So if your relationship, if it's already rocky, then it's divorce could be happening. And what else did I want to say about if any business partnerships that you have, same thing, you could come into contact with a really good business partnership, or you could be deleting a business partnership out of your life. 8th house is the house of deep emotion. It's one of the healing houses, also with the 4th and the 12th. But 8th house could be, this is other people's finances. So there may be some income that you gain. You may gain some quick income. Well, it won't be super quick, but it'll be an opportunity that it may seem like quick, but you may have to take a while before it materializes anything. What else with the 8th house is like your emotions. It is also like insurance. It's other people's money. So with Saturn here, if there was any money that was held up, like say from a divorce settlement, then you could be getting that money. That money could be coming in for you. 9th house is the house of beliefs. It's foreign travel and higher education. This may be a time you may decide to go back to school for something. I have this placement and I am definitely going back to school during this transit. I already just have it planned out. But also, and not just like higher education for like a degree, but this could also be like doing certificates, going back to get professional certificates or professional designations, to up level your career. This could also be a time of where you are re-examining your beliefs and you are getting rid of beliefs that no longer serve you. What else? Foreign travel. This could also be a time of travel for you. You could be traveling for your beliefs, like a spiritual retreat or something like that, especially with having Neptune as well in this house, as well as Saturn. 10th house is career, and so you and authority figures. So your career, there could be some growth to your career. You may become an authority figure. You may get like a promotion at work or something like that. You also may be learning how to set boundaries within your career. Okay. 10th house is friendships, networking, and wish fulfillment. So setting boundaries within your friend group. You could be losing friends, gaining friends, switching up your friend cycle. This could also make you put in some groundwork about really networking and expanding your network with like-minded individuals. And then the 12th house is the subconscious and mental health. And so having Saturn here, it is really going to slow that Aries energy down in the 12th house mind, and really focus on, really tapping into your subconscious and becoming more energetically aligned with who you are, okay, on the mental level, okay. So that's just a little bit of how Saturn in Aries, how you can use this energy to really get rid of codependency. Okay, now so that's what I have for you. And so if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about astrology to help you navigate life post-divorce, then you can grab a free copy of my ebook, The Natal Healing Method Framework for Emotionally Balancing and Healing Using Your Astrological Natal Chart. I think I'm going to shorten that because that's a whole lot to say. I'm going to try to find something different because I like it because that's what it is, but I think I'm going to have to shorten that a little bit. Just say The Natal Healing Method Framework. I think that's better. I'll take all that other stuff off. All right. Well, anyway, if you would like to get your hands on that, just comment ebook, and I will get the link right over to you. Also, if you are new to the channel, if you are new to astrology, you can go on the channel and you can look up the playlist. I have them all listed out, and go to the basics and really start there. And then from there, you're going to want to go to the signs, to the houses. Go to the houses playlist next. And then after the houses playlist, you're going to want to go to the signs playlist. And then you're going to want to go to the planets playlist, okay? So you can get and make sure you have your notebook so you can take notes, so you can reference your notes, and go through each one of those playlists so that you can now start to see how the energies in the sky, how they affect you here on Earth, okay? Alrighty, so remember that you are the director, producer, and the main actor in your life. And so if you can see it in your mind, then you can hold it in your hand. And well, that should make you smile, because you are the one and only creator of your life. All right, have a good one.